Hey guys and gals, welcome back to Gman's World. Today is the part 3 of getting my shed cleaned out for building a workbench and turning it into a workshop. I'm going to step aside for a second and I'm going to show you the power equipment that is actually in my shed right now, where it's actually going to end up in the next few days. And I don't know if you can actually see it or not, but let me point you in the right direction, right around in there. If you can barely see it through the little wooded area right there, that is another shed that I have in my backyard, and it is going to be housing all my lawn equipment, from my trimmers to my saws to all that stuff, all my power equipment, basically everything, and then some of my car stuff for getting my oil out and radiator fluid and all that stuff. So it's going to go over there. It's still in the shed, so please keep that in mind when I show you the shed. But I am now to the point where most of the stuff that is supposed to be out of it is now out and in the storage unit. The storage unit is now slam full of stuff that will eventually make it back over here for recycling, but for now I needed a place to put it instead of putting it in my backyard and letting it get wet all the time until I got, well, with all the rain we've been having here. So I put it there instead of keeping it in the backyard, basically. And that way I can build my workbench over here and start bringing the stuff in. So I'm going to pan over here and I'm going to show you everything that's gone. You'll see it's a big difference. There is enough room in there now that I can actually begin to build my workbench, and I'm probably going sometime today or tomorrow to pick up the supplies needed to build the workbench. We'll also be taping that at some point, showing you how to build, or how I'm going to build my workbench, and so that will be probably a pretty good informational video if you take it about working or building your own workbench, if you're into that. So here we go. I'm going to pan the camera over and then show you what all's left, and then this will be the last part of the documenting of getting all the stuff out of my shed, you know. Then the next one you'll see is that basically me building the workbench, and we're going to have us a workshop here soon. One other thing I wanted to stress is I'm actually planning on putting a PVC pipe across the one of the cross members, maybe, or something, with some kind of bracket or what have you. So this workshop's actually going to turn into a workshop / video studio. So we'll see how that goes too. I'll actually have like a white background that I can be, y'all would be able to see me a little bit better, I hope. So anyway, let's get to it. I'm going to pan the camera over and show you what's in there. Okay guys, this is what I've got in my shed right now. If you see any little sawdust that's fallen down through my lens or what have you, that is the carpenter bees that have attacked my shed. And I have plans on building a trap to trap these guys, if not this year, definitely next year. As soon as I get my workbench up, that's one of the projects I'm going to build. And I may offer them for sale on eBay or Craigslist. So if I finally do, I'll probably show them to you on the list or what have you, or on the on YouTube, and you can maybe purchase them or give me some type of comment if you would like to have one or what have you. Maybe we can work out some arrangements. But anyway, this is the stuff that I still have. This is mostly the power equipment, or / some of the equipment other than that bandsaw that's right in the front and the vacuum in the back. All that's my power equipment for the most part, which is going over into the other shed. And then now we're going to pan over to this side, and as you can tell, I've got stuff in here too. The vacuum box has actually got a little bit of stuff in it, but for the most part it'll be gone. The lamps, actually the one with the lampshade in there is actually a Ralph Lauren lamp I picked up when one of my pickups, which is kind of wild because I've been trying to research this thing, and I keep getting Ralph Lauren lamps from $150 to over thousands of dollars, so I do not know what it is. It attracts metal, so I'm assuming it's one of the cheaper versions. It's not actually stainless steel or silver or anything like that, but hopefully it'll bring a good price on eBay or what have you. But anyway, there is some of the stuff here. Actually, I picked up that shredder right there, and it actually works. So I've left it in here so I can do my shredding. But for the most part, most of this stuff right here is going to stay in here and will be put on racks. I do have racks that after I build my workbench, that's one of my other projects I'm going to do, is work on and repaint. Let's see, reprime, guess, sand it down, reprime it, repaint it, put some enamel, some type of enamel on the paint so it doesn't get scraped off, and also going to add what they don't usually do. I am adding stainless steel nuts and bolts to it so that it does not rust. So it'll look a lot better actually in my workshop. So that'll be one of the other videos I'll be doing at some point after I get the workshop done. So anyway, this is all of what I got left, and as you can see, I do have room, although it doesn't look like there's that much room. But once this power equipment gets out of here, which will be getting out of here within the next few days, that's going to open up even more room, and I'll take this stuff over here and move it over to the side, because this is the side I have decided to build my workbench on. And once I get my workbench, then of course, like I said, I'm going to go straight and start working on those the shelving, and I have plenty enough of it that it'll actually hold most of this stuff in here. So anyway, that's what's left in the work shed. I'm not going to show you the storage unit. The storage unit is filled up almost completely. I didn't have time to, or don't really have time to run down there and show you that, unfortunately, but it's basically the stuff that you saw earlier on in part 1 and part 2 that's actually in the storage shed. So I figured, omitting it at this level, you would understand that. So anyway, that's it. Okay, guys, just one other thing I wanted to show. I was telling you that this is going to be a workshop and like a film studio type deal. So what I want to do is I'm going to show you this right here. I plan on, somehow, I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. It actually started out, it actually started out as trying to find a, what do you call them, like a clothes rack type thing, where it comes out this way, and then it comes down, and then it goes into like sort of a C-shaped type deal where it can, roll around and all this stuff. And then I got to thinking, I was like, I don't have that much room for something like that. And then I was like, well, maybe I can make something that I could do the same thing with. And I'm like, well, okay, but then I'd have to weld it together. I don't have a welder right now. So I was like, okay, now what? Then it dawned on me last night, coming back from actually working out, that why don't I put a bracket up here, basically about as high as I could get it, and then run another bracket, or put another bracket across here, and run a steel pipe across here, and then what I could do is go to Walmart or somewhere and get a big, either king size or queen size white sheet and put it up over it and roll it down, and then when I'm turned this way towards my workbench, the tripod and the camera that's right out here outside the door here would sit right on my workbench, and then it could film straight to me, and I would have a nice white backdrop in the background for doing all my videos, or for most of them, unless I decide to do some outside. But like for my reviews that I plan on doing and stuff like that, I figured, you know, a white backdrop or something like that, or I think white would be good. Anyway, then it went from steel pipe to, hey, why don't I get the smallest round, which I think is either 1/2 inch or maybe 1/4 inch. I'm not sure. I'm going to look when I get to Lowe's or Home Depot or somewhere like that where they sell PVC pipe. So then I think that's what it's going to be, is just like a PVC pipe. And I thought maybe I would take it and I'd put it brackets on both sides, and then what I do is I'd lay it on top, and then it would stay up there. It would be out of my headway, so it could always stay up there. I could walk all the way down through here without bumping my head on it, and anytime that I needed to use it for any type of videoing or anything like that, I'd just pull out the sheet that I plan on putting in some type of plastic container or something like that, so that it looks nice, so it doesn't get any sawdust in it or any metal fragments or anything. If I'm cutting anything in here or anything like that, it would stay clean for at least the most part anyway. So before I'd have to actually wash it, and then throw it up over it, and then I'd have my backdrop, and then y'all could probably see me better in here, and plus the fact I'm going to have a little bit more lighting in here. There's a lot of stuff that I plan on doing with this workshop, but right now I'm just, you know, specifically saying, okay, I need my workbench, I need to work on the workbench, I'm going to try to film it, me building the workbench, blah blah blah. But the whole it all starts with the workbench, and it actually started before that, of getting all this stuff out of here so that I could build the workbench, so that I could start processing the stuff that y'all haven't seen that is outside of this area, that's all in my yard, that needs to be out of the yard. I've got money basically everywhere in this yard. I just need the time and a place to work on it. And since it's now springtime, or technically summer, because it's like almost 90 degrees and I'm sweating like crazy, that I'll be able to work on that stuff and work on this stuff in here. If it rains, I'm not on a 3-day delay because of the fact that my yard is so muddy I can't come out here and work. But I plan on running power all the way around this place. At the same time, I'm also going to run internet cable, so I have internet access. I do have plans, tentative plans, if I can somehow find a website that will allow me to do it, to broadcast whenever I am here, sort of a webcam type deal. Maybe put a couple of webcams up, 2 or 4 maybe, and maybe some type of mic system in here, so that maybe we can interact when I'm in here. When it's it probably won't be on YouTube. I don't know where it would be. I put stuff goes through my head all the time, like, you know, here, hey, this would be cool if I could do this, be cool if I could do that, but I'm also looking for the cheaper way. I'm not looking to sit there and pay bunches of money to do this stuff, because actually right now this is, you know, it's sort of becoming, how do you say, I guess sort of a little bit part of the job that I do, or what I'm trying to do. A different, I guess you'd say, a different revenue scheme, something like that. But I didn't know if that would fly or not. But first, I have to get power in here to be able to do that. And the next thing that I plan on doing, which is going to take a little while to do, is looking for some batteries. I'm going to build a battery box in the back. On the outside, of course. Probably I'm thinking putting it on cinder blocks or something like that. Then going in and putting some type of insulation in there for basically wintertime, in a way. Cutting out some holes in the top so that when the batteries are actually charging, that they will, the, I guess, bad gases, so to speak, have a way of getting out and it through the ventilation holes. That's where I'm going with it at some point, and at some point over behind me back here, I'm going to end up putting an electrical panel so that I can actually have enough power coming through here on a inverter, a full phase inverter that will actually run all my power equipment, my all the lighting and all that stuff, everything that I need for the shop to run. And then later on, I plan on building, which is a lot cheaper if you've checked it out. I don't know if anybody else is into this or not that was watching it, but solar panels, you can actually build them cheaper by getting your cells on eBay and getting a lot of your products from like your Home Depots or your Lowe's stores or what have you, to build your brackets on and stuff like that. The only thing is you have to get the, I think that's what it's called, is encapsulant. So you can encapsulate, which basically covers your photocells and all that. And I'll get into that because I'm probably going to do a video on that too. But basically, it's a type of plastic or liquid plastic that actually covers underneath and on top of your photovoltaic cells for your solar panels. And once you have that, have the panels completed and everything, and of course you put them out in the sun. Excuse me. You put them out in the sun, and they actually take light and produce it into power, which will actually go straight to my battery packs. And depending on whether they need to be charged or not, it depends on if the charger, which I'll be putting over here also, will charge the batteries. And basically it's like a cycling unit, one by one. You know, if it needs power, it's going to charge. I haven't looked into it as much, but I think there's something to do about the batteries. If the batteries are actually being used, that they can't charge at the same time or something like that. So that means if I am running any type of power at all, like lighting, the solar cells won't be able to charge. I'm not quite sure on that. I haven't done all the research there is to, so please don't send me any quotes and say, oh, unless you know something. It'd be great, say, hey, yeah, you're right or you're wrong, and maybe this is the way to do it. But I was thinking about if I do research this and find out that is the case, then I'm going to have some type of switch, because I know I can run I know I can run lights off of one of the batteries that I have. So I'll have like a quick disconnect switch maybe for just that battery alone, and then that way, if I'm not running any power on anything else, any electrical big appliance power, like saws and stuff like that, my batteries will stay charged, or they will charge or begin charging right after I finish using the power equipment, but I will still have lights. And I have used a small inverter before, So I do know that I can get a lot of light time, I guess you would say, because I run with LED lights, or I will be running with LED lights, because that is the cheapest, well, it's not the cheapest, but it's the cheapest light source, and also the best light source right now that you can buy. You can get the same amount of power, but you use less amount of energy, and thus your battery power will, won't deplete as much. Most of the inverters that I know of actually automatically cut your power at 10.5 volts. So that's one thing I don't have to worry about with the batteries itself. Once it gets down to about 10.5 volts or right around it, it sounds an alarm saying that you need to recharge and stuff. So basically what I do is I just reconnect the quick disconnect switch and wait a few minutes, and it should be charged back up again, and boom, I've got power again. But I have built one with a smaller inverter before, and I may do a videotape of it, because I wanted to always put it in a battery box and I never did. So I may do one of those videos also at some point with that smaller inverter and the actual battery itself, so that you can actually sort of see what I'm talking about. It actually ran 9 hours on one single small little lamp battery, and or lamp unit, not battery, off of one battery for 9 hours, and it had an actual regular incandescent bulb in it. So that if that doesn't tell you anything, that you can get a lot of power, a lot of light out of one battery, then I don't know what will. But anyway, I just wanted to touch base, show you this, let you know what's going on. And the next video you'll probably see from me, other than the weight loss video that I'm doing, I've decided to keep it going. But until I get my workbench over here built, there won't be any more videos per se of the technical type or the recycling type or what have you. I've got to get this done first, because this is more important, because this is actually, once I get this workbench, it's probably going to triple my income just like that, because I'll be able to stock stuff that I have in here that I haven't been able to like sell on eBay or Craigslist or anything. I've got stuff in the house that I'm wanting to sell. I just haven't gotten to, because I really needed somewhere to work, somewhere to put the stuff as stock. So anyway, I'm rambling on, so I just want to leave it at that and say thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later. And please do me a favor and subscribe down there. That means a lot to me. Give me a like if you like the video. Give me a comment. All comments are welcome to help me out, because you all are my viewers, and I want to make sure that I'm coming across the way that I feel like that I am, that I'm giving you as much information about any of these videos as I possibly can, and that you are enjoying the videos, because if you weren't enjoying the videos, you wouldn't be here watching me right now. So I just want to say thanks for watching, and yes, I'll see you next time.